Okay, guys, so the Oscars are about to be announced. We did this last year, and we were in a total nigh on state because we were worried about whether, what's her name, Bradley Cooper was going to be nominated as a director, as a performer, was Lady Gaga going to be recognised?
We're still not over it.
We haven't recovered.
It was his best actor, just not best director.
Oh, was he? Oh, yeah, best director. He wasn't in as best director. So this year, obviously, we've got, what films have we got up that we're rooting for? Joker
is 1917.
1917.
I haven't seen it still.
Judy's
The
in there. The Favourite was last year.
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
Won the Oscar. The Irishman, we're not necessarily rooting for, but these are the films, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, these are all the films that are jostling about for attention. There's a Korean film. Now, you guys, if you see a film that keeps coming up called Parasite, this is a film that won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. Everyone's very excited about it. It's a film about class differences, but it's got such a following, but it isn't released in the UK until the 17th of March, which is why a lot of people are asking, why wasn't it on our top 10 films of the year?
Film?
It's Korean.
Korean.
It's a Korean film. So that may well feature quite a lot. But it's always interesting in these awards nominations to pay attention to who's not being given a nod, if you know what I mean. The Irishman hasn't won anything in the run-up major. It hasn't won a Golden Globe. Renée Zellweger surprised us with a win on Judy. I think we might be in for a surprise with Rocketman. I think that might feature a bit more heavily this time, which is remarkable, really, because that means Dexter Fletcher will have been attached to two films nominated for Best Picture.
Good for Dexter.
So I think Taron Egerton will be in there, Brad Pitt, obviously with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm fascinated to see what happens with The Irishman too. Now,
so what other women? Who are we looking for Best
well,
Actor?
I think you might be looking for Charlize Theron from Bombshell.
Little Women.
Little Women. Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see if Little Women gets anything. Because Little Women hasn't really featured too heavily elsewhere.
In the Globes.
In the Globes. Margot Robbie could well be also nominated for Bombshell, though she was oddly nominated for a BAFTA last week for her micro part in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, absolutely. I'm rooting for Sama, the documentary about Syria, for the documentary category. So, yeah, it'll be intriguing.
So do we think that 1917 is going to get armfuls?
Well, no, because I think in one area it fundamentally won't, and it's not a discredit to the actors.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be featuring heavily in acting.
No.
And I think where it
but
will...
production,
I think in all the
direction
technical awards, I think it could do very well. And directing, obviously. I mean, it really is a directorial tour de
Why
force.
would the acting get them?
It's good.
It's good.
But it's not Oscar worthy.
It's kind of subservient to the overall impact of the film, though. They're meant to be sort of not particularly not charismatic, but not particularly dramatic people. It's what's happening to them that's most dramatic.
I think your dad's hit the nail on the head. It's not because the performances are bad. It's actually quite a credit in a way.
Yes,
that
it is.
The actors wouldn't be up for it.
Yeah.
Because it's a team effort.
It's an
That's why it'd be
experience.
good if it got like a Best Picture or something.
Yeah.
Obviously it can't because of Joker, but...
I mean, a little bit like with Dunkirk, it would be very hard to home in on any particular one performance
like
in that
that.
film. Do you know what I mean? It was a sort of ensemble piece, but also...
I thought the acting was brilliant in Dunkirk.
No, it was. But then it's very hard to home in on one as a sort of support and who's a lead and all that kind of malarkey. So here we go. So we're live from Hollywood. I'm fascinated to know that of the 64,000 people currently watching, which one's Brad Pitt?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
They'll all be there, won't they?
They'll all be there. So any...
They're watching this just like we are. This is the only way they will find...
This
or
is
would
the
their
moment.
agents be told first? Come on.
Well, I don't know.
Are they really going to be watching it on YouTube?
Don't know.
Please welcome
Here we go.
the Academy, David Rubin.
Members of the Academy's Actors Branch nominate these performances by an actress in a supporting role. Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell.
Wow. I didn't see that one come in. That's a new Clint Eastwood
Laura
film.
Dern in Marriage Story.
Oh.
Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, we did like her in that. Yeah.
Florence Pugh in Little Women.
Oh my God, Florence Pugh's been nominated for an Oscar. She's from Croydon.
And Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
Wow, Florence
Strong
Pugh.
list.
I've got goosebumps for her.
Yeah, I have.
On to achievement in costume
Croydon.
design. The members of the Academy's Costume Designers Branch nominate
Well, Little Women has to be in there.
The Irishman,
What costume?
Jojo Rabbit,
Jojo Rabbit is good.
Joker,
Oh.
Little Women,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's period.
and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Actually,
Yeah,
To
yeah, I did like,
the
I like
audience
the, I
at
did
home
like the
for
costumes.
waking up.
Well, I like the
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Congrats. The sound branch oversees 2 categories for achievement in sound
Now,
mixing.
this is where I expect
The branch
1917 to
nominates
kick in.
Ad Astra,
Oh, that film's so good.
Ford versus Ferrari,
That was good. Pretty good film.
Joker,
Whoa.
1917,
Yeah.
I mean, we were in that war, weren't we?
and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Things are going well for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Aren't they?
Okay. These are the nominees for achievement in sound editing. Ford versus Ferrari.
So these are the very technical nominations.
I
Joker.
like these. Oh,
1917. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh! Star Wars?
Who's rooting for Star Wars?
My son told me Star Wars or Come Home in Shame, Dad.
Well,
Here are the nominees for original score.
Oh,
voted
come
by
on.
the Music branch.
Joker.
Joker,
Yes! I think that's what won the Golden Globe.
Little Women,
Kiki hated the music for that.
Marriage Story,
no, Joker who's
1917,
It was a very good
and
soundtrack.
Star
Joker.
Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Joker.
Gotta be Joker.
Very good.
Gotta be Joker.
now for another acting category. The nominees
Ah,
for performance
Brad
by
Pitt.
an actor in a supporting role are Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the
Wow.
Neighborhood.
I mean, that keeps contradicting.
Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. Al Pacino in The Irishman. Joe Pesci in The Irishman.
I like Joe Pesci.
And Brad Pitt in Once Upon a
Brad
Time
Pitt's gonna
in
walk it.
Hollywood.
Wow.
You think?
Yeah.
Bunch of no names right there.
Brad Pitt's gonna get it. So there you go. So there's the best supporting actors. So no surprises there really.
No.
I'm surprised Marriage Story was kicking through.
Yeah.
The biggest news for me there is Florence Pugh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because
Yeah.
I think that is remarkable, and I'm not too sure what your mum's seen her in. Have you seen Fighting with My Family?
Mum watched
The
Little
wrestling
Drummer Girl
film?
with us. We all did.
Oh,
that
right.
the
Oh,
first
she
day.
was in that.
I
Yeah.
know her, but
Yeah.
I can't think of a film that I know. I know
I mean,
who she is.
and she was sensational in Midsommar.
Yeah, I mean, she's brilliant in everything I've seen.
She
She's
really is.
good.
Fighting with
Good
My
for
Family,
her.
Midsummer.
Aww.
And she's the best thing in Little Women, I think.
She's so beautiful as well. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether Saoirse Ronan gets yet another Best Actress. She's
God, I'm getting
becoming...
a bit sick of her.
I know,
stuff.
it's becoming a little bit like the Meryl Streep of this generation,
Yeah, it
nominated
really
60
is.
zillion times, so there's never really the surprise. But there we go, and clearly the films that to look out for in the technical departments with sound mixing, 1917, not surprising, but Joker too. Joker would be notable if I can never pronounce her name, but if the composer of the Joker film wins, I believe that will be the first female winner of the composer Oscar
Oh, wow.
ever. Who are that lot hanging around in the
For
background?
those just joining us, good morning. And for those watching,
Don't
welcome
forget,
back.
it's
You
like
already know it.
5:30 in
The
the day.
Academy's documentary branch oversees 2 categories. First, the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. American Factory.
Oh, this is where Kasama could be. That's supposed to be good.
The Edge of Democracy. For Sama.
Yeah.
And Honeyland. Y'all better get right
The
to
Cave
Sama.
is also about Sarah.
The newly renamed Best International Feature Film Award is voted on by Academy members across all branches
best foreign
from
film, this used
around
to be.
the world. And the nominees are
Parasite.
Corpus Christi, Poland. Honeyland, North Macedonia. Les Miserables, France. Pain and Glory, Spain.
Very good. That's the Antonio Banderas film.
And Parasite, South Korea.
And Banderas was phenomenal in that film.
I like them.
The production design branch nominates these
Joker.
films for achievement in production design.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think.
The Irishman.
But it's period. I mean, it is period. It's 60s,
Jojo
isn't it?
Rabbit.
That was really good.
1917.
Yeah. with it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Parasites.
Joker not there.
Production design. I used to do production design.
No way.
I didn't, yeah.
You lied to me. God.
I'm surprised Joker's not there.
Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing, voted by the Academy's
Well, this will be
Film
interesting to see if
Editors
1917 gets it, because they're pretending there's no
Branch. Ford
edits.
versus Ferrari. The Irishman.
Thelma Shoemaker again.
Jojo Rabbit.
Was well edited.
Joker.
Very good.
And Parasite.
Oh, see, Parasite. Told you, getting quite a few.
Great. For achievement in cinematography, the cinematographer's
be
branch
Joker.
nominates the following films: The Irishman,
Everything.
Joker,
Yeah.
The Lighthouse,
Ooh, haven't seen that yet. Hasn't come out here yet. 1970. It's a tough one,
and
isn't it?
Once
Joker,
Upon a Time
1917
in
is
Hollywood.
phenomenal. Just to execute the cinematography in 1917.
You got
gonna
this?
win it.
We're doing great.
I do.
We're killing it.
Are we?
Nominate us.
All right, yeah. I like that talk. The Academy's Visual Effects branch nominates the following films for achievement in visual effects: Avengers, Endgame, The Irishman,
Oh, that's the euthification.
The Lion King,
Bad. Lion King.
1917, and Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Dang. Your son wins again. Killing it. For achievement in makeup and hairstyling, the members of this branch nominate the
Joker
following
as well.
films:
What do you think? Joker?
Bombshell,
Oh, that's the one about, no.
Joker, Judy,
Oh, right, yeah.
Maleficent, Mistress of Evil,
Whoa, okay.
and 1917.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Air show.
They could win
Best
that,
animated
1917.
feature film is voted on by the short films and feature animation branch, as well as members of the
All right,
animation
so what could win
community
this?
across all
Toy Story
branches.
4.
Here are the nominees.
Missing Link.
How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
Really?
They're obviously running out.
I Lost My Body.
Oh, that's supposed to be quite good.
My body.
The
Klaus.
Hand. Klaus, Netflix.
Missing Link.
Oh, that's the monkey one I keep banging on about.
And Toy Story 4.
I think that's just there because it's Toy Story already.
For achievement in original song, the music branch
Ooh.
nominates
Original song. This could be Where
I
Elton
Can't
John.
Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story
This could be
4.
Rocket Man, yeah. They won the Golden Globe.
I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. And Stand Up from Harriet. A lot of bossy song titles
Yeah.
there.
The Writers Branch oversees 2 categories. First,
So,
here are the
this
nominees
could
for
be
writing
The Irishman.
adapted screenplay. The Irishman,
Yeah.
Steven Zaillian. Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi.
That was good. Yeah, Judy, Mike.
Joker, Todd Phillips and Scott Silver.
So, could he get it there, Todd Phillips?
Little Women, Greta Gerwig.
Ooh.
And The Two Popes, Anthony McCartan. Strong.
My mum says The Two
Brandon
Popes is
slipped
really
in
good.
there.
I really want to see that.
And for writing, original screenplay, the members of the branch
Quentin
nominate.
Tarantino. Yeah.
Knives Out, Ryan Johnson.
Ah, this film, man. It's all right.
Rubbish.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach.
It's all right.
You did it.
1917, Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns.
Yeah, come on.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino.
That could be it. I think that might be the one.
And Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, Han Jin-won.
Killed that. That was a lot of names.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. For performance by an actor in a leading
All
role,
right, here
the
we go.
Actors
Joaquin.
Branch nominates
He's not going to get it.
Antonio Banderas in Pain
Wow,
and
well
Glory.
deserved. That's well deserved.
Yeah, because you.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time
Leonardo.
in Hollywood.
Leo.
Adam Driver in Marriage Story.
Oh my God, Jurgen.
No,
Oh my
Adam
God.
Driver.
Joaquin Phoenix
Yes.
in Joker. And Jonathan Pryce in The Two
My
Popes.
God. Jonathan Pryce, well done.
We've got to watch the
For
two
performance
fights
by
for
an
the Oscars.
actress in a leading role,
Here we
the
go.
actors branch nominates Cynthia Erivo in Harriet,
Harriet.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan in Little Women,
She's got another nomination. She was very good. She was,
Charlize Theron in Bombshell,
there you go.
and Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Oh,
Has Charlize won an Oscar before?
yeah.
Lady.
Or was it for and she played the serial killer?
For achievement in directing, the director's branch
Here
of
we
the
go.
Academy
Todd Phillips
nominates
and Sam Mendes, please.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. Joker, Todd Phillips.
You won't get it.
1917, Sam Mendes.
He'll get it. Deservedly so.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino.
He might get it.
Is that up for absolutely everything?
And
It feels like it. Once upon a
Parasite,
time in Hollywood.
Bong Joon-ho.
Parasite.
I did it.
Maybe they could
Wow.
get a surprise.
Congratulations to
Big
those men.
news. The Parasite thing is
just
big
And
news.
finally, all voting members of the Academy have nominated the
here
following
we go,
films
Best
for
Picture.
Best Picture.
Ford versus Ferrari,
Wow.
Peter Chernin, Jeno Topping, and James Mangold,
good.
producers.
Don't know if it's that good, but it's good.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal,
wins
and
Oh, that's
Emma
Robert De Niro not
Tillinger-Koskov.
nominated. That's interesting.
Jojo Rabbit, Carthy
Wow,
O'Neill,
Best
and
Picture.
Taika
Wow.
Waititi,
Best Picture.
producers.
Try to receive this.
Wow.
Joker, Todd Phillips, Bradley Cooper, and Emma
Bradley Cooper could win an
Tillinger-Koskov.
Oscar for Joker. If it won Best Picture because he's the producer.
Little Women, Amy Pascal,
Oh
producer.
my God.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach,
Oh my God.
and David
Husband and
Heyman.
wife getting
David
their,
Heyman.
husband and wife getting their films nominated. You know, director of Marriage Story.
1917, Sam Mendes, Pippa Harris, Jane Ann Tengren, and Callum McDougall, producers.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, David Heyman, Shannon
David
McIntosh,
Heyman again.
and Quentin Tarantino, producers.
Wow. Parasite.
And Parasite, Kwak Shin-hye and Bong Joon-ho, producers.
See a lot.
Did it?
All
Yes, okay.
So, you know when you get
Wow,
Best
that's a lot of
Picture,
Best-
you know when you get Best Picture like that, you know they've got the names underneath. Does that mean all those people would get an actual Oscar?
Yeah, that
in
each
their
of those
hand?
individual people will walk home with an Oscar on their
But
mantelpiece.
why? Why are there
Because
some
they're
more?
the producers.
They
Best
weren't
Picture.
all the producers.
Yeah, they
some
were.
of them are
Yeah,
the
they were.
writers.
No, yeah, but they will have written and produced it.
Oh, I see.
So when you win a Best Picture, only the producers take the Oscars home.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and when you direct it, the director gets it and actor, etc., etc. But yeah, Best Picture. It's,
So just some films had 4 or 5 producers. And that's why
yeah.
there's 4
So
or 5
sometimes you'll have directors and producers or writers that will negotiate hard for a credit as producer because if it goes into awards season, they stand more of a
Right.
chance to win an Oscar at either end of the. either
So
end
is
of-
it the Academy that decides, or do you put forward your own people for your own movie?
No,
to
no,
be...
no. It's the assigned producers to a film. If the film
that's
is
it, just the
nominated,
producers.
Little Women, then it's
Right.
all the producers,
All the produ- I
all the
get it.
senior,
Oh,
there's
never
senior
knew that.
producers. Yeah.
Interesting.
So interesting news from that. Robert De Niro not nominated for Best Actor in The Irishman, yet Joe Pesci and Al Pacino are both nominated.
If it wins Best Picture, though, he still goes back with an Oscar.
Well, he goes back with an Oscar, but I wonder how that makes him feel because of
Yeah.
all the categories: director, Scorsese, Best Picture, De Niro, out. I wasn't overly impressed by him, I have to confess. Little Women and Marriage Story. Little Women directed by Greta Gerwig, Marriage Story by Noah Baumbach. Husband and wife team basically mopping up half of the nominations of the Oscars there. That's going to be a fascinating time in bed
Wow.
together, isn't it? Tarantino at the periphery, getting all the nominations I thought he was going to get. Joker, fortunately, in all the right categories.
Are you happy,
Are
Maddie?
you
Oh, I'm
happy?
really glad.
You're satisfied? 1917, I think, right. Jojo Rabbit, surprisingly acknowledged more than I
Yeah,
thought it was going to be.
surprised.
Yeah. I think that's good.
I think
Taika
it was quite
Waititi.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but what I imagine is, I love the trailer.
Well-
is it's quite a small film, not in a bad way. but
No,
No.
no, not at all. I think it's quite big.
No, I know what you mean, though. It's an idiosyncratic film.
Yeah,
But the thing that I'm most surprised with that is it's a risky film.
risky.
Making light of Hitler and all that with everything, you know, it's a very risky film.
Child Nazis.
Child Nazi, yeah, all that sort of stuff. So that's quite something. So a bit of bravura there. Diversity, you could argue, diversity is always a big topic here. And the only film really getting a look in there is Harriet. Disappointed that Last Black Man in San Francisco didn't get a look in.
Oh, of course.
You know, there's a
Also
feeling...
Monos.
Monos might have got Best Foreign Picture, perhaps.
But
the-
Monos didn't even get any sound, but like the
No,
music
no.
and that was brilliant.
Not big enough, no. But the biggest news, and we haven't seen it because it's not out in this country yet, not because we haven't paid attention, is Parasite, South Korean director's film. My God, talk about hobnobbing with the big cheeses there. That film, an idiosyncratic foreign picture, is in,
Wow.
and I don't know if you
Can
noticed,
you imagine how they're feeling,
Yeah,
the makers of that movie?
absolutely.
Oh my God.
not only has it been nominated for Best Picture, but it's also been nominated for Best Foreign Picture. Theoretically, it could win 2 Best Picture awards at the Oscars, which is quite something.
That's crazy. Wait, was If Beale Street Could Talk last year's Oscars?
If Beale Street Could Talk was, I can't remember, I think it was last year's. Yes, it was, yeah. So there you go. What do we
Honey
think, guys?
Boy.
Yeah, not big enough film though. I wasn't expecting that to feature. There's certain films that are released which you kind of know are going for kind of Oscar contention.
Kiki's going to be disappointed.
Why?
The Honey
The
Boy
Honey
didn't
Boy
get
is
it.
mentioned.
Oh, the Honey Boy isn't mentioned. No, absolutely. You're right. Noah Jupe could have got a
Yeah.
look in and Best Actor. Very unadventurous, I think, in the Best Actor categories.
Yeah, I thought that was really boring.
Apart from Florence Pugh. So I'm rooting for Florence Pugh on the night.
yeah,
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, Croydon girl.
Tell us what you think, guys. Who are you rooting for? Any absences there? Judy, probably go to Renée Zellweger, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
You know, any other thoughts? Rocket Man? Oh, Rocket Man wasn't in for Best Picture, though, was it?
No,
So
it was only in for
Song.
Best
original
song. Best song. All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.